What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Welcome to Superhero Chat. I'm Jonathan, this is Lewis, and today we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, so I hope you're ready for that. But first, news and notables.
News and notables.
News and notables.
News and notables.
Da-da-bum.
What you got?
Alright, so, as you know, me and you went to the comic book store.
I do know
the
that,
last couple
because I
weeks.
was there.
And this is actually a couple weeks old. I haven't read any of these, but I was really excited to find them in Play for Life Comics Wake Forest.
Where you can play for life. If you go see Brandon and tell him that we sent you.
And get awesome deals at comic books. So,
that's right.
Yeah. First, I found this. It's a random Robin issue, but I
it's
love
an amazing
the
cover.
cover. Loved the color. You got spoiler in the background. Spoiler alert.
Didn't even see her when he first picked it up.
But this is obviously Tim Drake, and spoiler, yeah, and just a beautiful cover. That's Chuck Dixon for you. Great run. I've read a little bit of it. Then I also found Convergence, Nightwing, and Oracle. Really, the one that got me to get it was this cover, which is just amazing. Just a beautiful cover. So I know that I came out against Convergence for a while, but as time is progressing, I'm really enjoying some of their issues. And I mean, some of them were great, and I don't think the overall story worked at all. But the individual issues there's some of them that are really good. The Booster Gold was great. There's a few others that I've read, and so I mean, Booster Gold was my favorite, but. I can't remember the others off my top of my head which ones I've read, but I've gotten a few. I think I got Plastic Man. I think I got. I didn't get Green
Titans.
Arrow. I got Titans.
Superman.
Titans was good. I did get Superman because it's got John. So
Hey, he's in the new. Spoiler alert, folks. He's in the new Crisis storyline on the TV shows.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. So, a lot of cool stuff going on there. And then finally I got Nightwing #1. So this is also Chuck Dixon. As you can see, I'm a fan. And just a beautiful cover. This one cost me a pretty penny. But then you got the, of course, classic #2 cover.
I like that cover too.
I can't get it. I'm trying to get... but it's good enough. But, yeah, I got 1 through 6. Brandon had a whole group on there. I don't know. I assume this is Damien.
No, that's
is that
Tim Drake. Yeah. The art on the forehead's a little weird, but otherwise.
So.
Yeah, Damien's probably 20 years coming at that point.
First 6 there, and, So I was pretty excited about that. It was a good day. We went back last week, and I got a couple other things, but those were less notable. There's a Flash Forward #3 because I apparently can't get my hands on Flash Forward #2. But so that'll be a review.
Everybody bought it up because Flash beats up the X-Men and the.
So what did you get,
Avengers.
Lewis? I see it in your hand.
Yeah, so a new book that I got. I think it was the same week you got those. Was this Fantastic Four Negative Zone book? It's a #1. It's going to be worth millions one day. Or it's just a really good issue. It has the Fantastic Four traipsing off to the Negative Zone. I know, big surprise considering the title is Negative Zone. But no, it's really good. So Reed did some sciencing. That's a word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He did some sciencing and it went awry. I know, big shocker. But no, it's just a really good issue of the Fantastic Four. I'm not as big a fan of the art on the outside as I am on the inside. I think that's a really well done thing there. And then at the very end, you also get this sort of short story about the Fantastics, the group who tried to replace the Fantastic Four for a brief moment.
Are they the ones that fought the Fantastic Four in earlier issues?
Yes. And it's a really, really fun story. it almost made me like them. So yeah, no, it's good. Um, Sorry, folks, I'm looking for a big splash page. That I don't remember where it's
Here,
at.
I'll look.
No, you don't know what I'm looking for.
Well, then you can go for the next ones. You'll look at
Oh,
the corner of your eye.
Well, okay.
You'll see from the corner of your eye.
Okay,
Whatever.
Anyway,
Whatever.
it's a good issue. Brandon had it in the pile. I wasn't even sure I was going to get it. I was initially on the fence, but I'm so glad that I got it because it's a really good read.
Yeah, there's
no pun intended.
Brandon has this cool Avengers cover with I think it's Avengers with Mysterio on the front.
No, it's Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man. Okay, that was my second guess.
Yeah.
That I really wanted.
That would have been a really good guess.
It was a really cool cover. So. Anyway.
Oh, and I also bought Fantasy IV number 51. He hooked me up with his after Thanksgiving Black Friday special on that. I forgot to bring that though.
Yeah,
I couldn't find it quickly as I was getting ready to leave this afternoon.
Speaking of Mysterio, he's right there.
Anyway, Fantastic Four 51 is the first appearance of the Negative Zone, and it is this man, this monster, with Thing on the cover, and it's an amazing comic. So
yeah.
The comic I got was a little beat up, but that's because I'm cheap. But it's nice to own a piece of history like that.
Yeah.
So.
Anything else?
Seems like you get taller each week.
Yeah, well, it's because you're slouching.
Oh, my back. Oh, I'm old. No.
What else you got over there?
So those. Okay.
Stuff you're not gonna show us.
Yes, I was. Shut up. No, I was.
What language? Shut up. No.
Yeah, that's true. Be quiet. I'm thankful for the Guardians of the Galaxy, the original series. You can see Charlie 27, big guy punching Fire Lord.
A whole bunch of people I've never heard of.
You've heard of Fire Lord? That's the guy who got the commission done at the convention.
That's right. That's right.
And it's this version that I got done.
That's the bad guy in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No, it's not. I've been reading
Fire Lord.
Yeah, I don't do Avatar.
That's pretty cool.
I've been doing Iron Man.
Dude, it's an awesome show. You probably like it.
I've been reading Iron Man. This is the end of the Armor Wars storyline. And I went back and dropped something. Rereading this series, Stormwatch, the first 3 years, I really enjoyed. I ended up with this. Yes, it's. Just imagine X-Men and Avengers combined, working for the government, and they're a little more angsty.
Okay. Angsty.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I want.
They No. So everybody's kind of angry, that sort of thing. It just hit me when I was at a particular age, and it stuck out. Like, I love Winter. That's this guy here. He has energy absorption powers. I love Fuji there. Big, strong Japanese guy. And then Hellfire is also awesome. I'm considering getting a piece of art of those characters. Hopefully that'll turn out. But no, I just the book got better as it went along. But I just remember reading the first issue and being like, I want to read the next issue, but then not doing that for another 10 or 15 years because, well, here's the thing, like, I forgot about it, if that makes sense. Like, as I'm reading, I'm like, I need to know what happens next, because at the end, Battalion, the guy's, his brother gets shot. So Battalion's the leader of the Stormwatch, and his brother gets shot at the end, and you think he's going to die, and you don't know what's going to happen, because the girl that was with Battalion causes his powers to develop, and then he's just like levitating in the air, shooting off energy in all directions. And so, for somebody like myself who was new to comics, or fairly new to comics at this point, I had no idea what was going on, but I was intrigued. And so I'm really glad that I tracked that down. And it dawned on me the other day as we were at Brandon's. Oh, he's got a few. So there are only like a couple more that I need to finish my run on that. So
if you're in Wake Forest at Play for Life Comics on Monday,
because they're not open.
We keep going on, or I keep wanting to go on Monday and then realize he's not open. It's kind of like Chick-fil-A. Like every Sunday, I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. Oh wait, no, I can't go.
Yeah.
But he's got a whole bunch of dollar bins right now, so pretty cool. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Some good back issue stock too.
Yeah.
And he's willing to haggle. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. he says he loves it. And so that's what we do every time we go in there.
That's what Lewis does.
That's right.
I like haggling.
I haggled him a better deal the other day, and he wasn't upset about it.
I'm a big softy. Like, I want him to make money, so.
Yeah. Well, I do too. And I don't think he'd agree.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm just.
I don't think he'd agree to something that didn't make him money. So.
Anywho, let us know what you're reading, what you've got, what you've been buying. We're interested.
And tell us where you're buying it from. Tell us about your local comic store.
That's right.
We love Brandon.
Support your local comic book store, wherever that is.
Yeah, tell them Play for Life. I mean, Superhero Chat sent you. Because Play for Life is not a sponsor. And neither is CC's Pizza, but that's what we're running on right now.
So, anyways, I think that's all news and notables, except for our main topic is going to be a bunch of other news and notables. So, yay! We'll jump right into that. We just finished watching episode 5 of The Mandalorian. If you haven't watched that,
please go watch it.
Spoilers coming. It's so good.
It's a great show.
It's so good. Before we talk about all the episodes that we've watched, we were watching a guy who was talking about how the fan base just really isn't divided over The Mandalorian. Like, I've heard a couple people here and there talk about, oh, the episodes are too long, or they're too short. There's not enough in them. That there's a lot of filler. And
I was concerned about those things.
Right.
Are you talking about me saying those things?
I'm not talking about you.
But I'm sitting right here.
I think you've moved out.
I am full bore. Let's go Mandalorian.
And he's not a Star Wars guy.
Not really. I'm much more of a Star Trek guy.
He was talking about how, like, after episode 1 came out, like, the fan base was real divided. And maybe Lewis points out the special edition VHS
controversy.
So there's a lot about that. But ever since then, like, every Star Wars thing that's come out, except maybe the Clone Wars, because I guess people haven't really watched that. And the people who did loved it.
So there's something
he didn't mention that. But I haven't really heard anybody complain about the Clone Wars. There's been some people who thought that Darth Maul coming back was weird, but I think most of us were just like, that's awesome.
We love Darth Maul.
But
easily one of the best things.
But I think all the others, including Rebels, I was a Rebels hater for a little bit until I watched it, and it was great. Not as good as Clone Wars, but still pretty good. But he's talked about how, like, almost nobody fights over the Mandalorian, and that kind of goes to show, like, how bad all the other Disney stuff is. That there's a huge split over it, especially The Last Jedi. But when you give us something that's good, well written, that feels like the original trilogy, we love it.
Thank you, Jon Favreau.
It's really great. Baby Yoda has been a meme for so long.
Yoda Jr. Let's be different.
You can be different.
I am different.
I'm going to call it what people call him.
Yoda Jr., that's what I call him.
Baby Yoda. What's that, Yoda?
It's Baby Yoda, yes.
Okay,
well,
it's settled then.
Yoda Jr.
Anyways, actually, as a side note, one of my youth at church told me that I should try a Cookie Monster because they're in the same register.
That's true. Yes.
So I was like,
Oh, cookie.
but I haven't really practiced that one, so I don't know how well that would go. And I'd have to get some Cookie Monster thing to make it work. But
cookies. You need cookies.
I need cookies.
And
I guess with
puppet head.
Guess with the beard I could be the Cookie Monster.
If you put a blue light on you, maybe.
I don't know. Anyways, but everybody loves it. It's really good. I mean, there's a few critiques here and there. It obviously is not perfect, but it's really close. It's really close.
I'm not I am no longer nitpicking anything.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of along for the ride, and I'm enjoying it. I like that it's sequential as opposed to all at once buffet.
Yeah.
You know.
Feels like a regular TV show that friends come together and watch every
That's right, because I have not done that in a long time, except for this show.
Me neither. I just binge watch everything.
Yeah, like everybody else.
Like everybody else. But, I mean, I guess there was a few shows that I did that. But anyways.
Psych, Monk, I mean, that's about
well,
the last thing
I was doing
remember.
it with Arrow and Flash when I was watching them.
Yeah.
But,
I feel like for
I
me...
don't watch them anymore. But anyways, I love the feel. It feels like an old Western.
I love that.
And I think that's great. Where there's a lot of storytelling that doesn't involve dialogue. I don't like that. And you really just kind of get to feel like this is just immersive. It feels a lot more like real life, where there's a lot of downtime. And I mean, like if you saw like the old War of the Worlds movie from the 50s, like there's a lot of like. It's a 3-hour movie, I think, and like at least half an hour, if not an hour of that, is just walking between scenes. And I'm just like, why is this here? But this isn't like that because there's the way they transition from scenes, and a lot of that dead time is still developing the characters in some way, and I think that's really good.
And I like the music.
Yeah, I mean the music's great. The first few episodes, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
We talked about, episode 1 and 2?
Yeah, I think we did 1 and 2 with our review video. So I'm sure there are like tons of little Easter eggs that me as a Star Wars novice, or should I call myself a Padawan? I don't know. I was trying to be
Star Wars Padawan.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know enough about it, but to say things and get myself in trouble. So.
Or get me in trouble.
Yeah, I'll get you in trouble.
Yeah, making everybody think that I agree with you.
Yes, right. No, seriously, I don't know enough about it to appreciate everything in it, but I do appreciate what I do know, like the stuff that I am able to pick up on. And
I mean, his main questions have been like the Mandalorians themselves, which
it's sort of nebulous.
Most Star Wars fans don't really know that much about Mandalorians. I'm unique in having played the Knights of the Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic 2, which delves a lot into the Mandalorian culture, especially the second one where you actually go and meet Mandalore. But in the first one, you have a Mandalorian with you. They talk about the Mandalorian Wars with the Old Republic. And then I've also watched a lot of all of the Clone Wars and watching through Rebels now. But the Clone Wars especially deals a lot with Mandalorian culture post 1,000 years between Old Republic and New. So, well, not technically the New Republic, but the Republic from the prequel era and the Clone Wars era. And just showing you how different they are, and so, you know, I'm a little different because I have the extended universe, but
right. Disney has cut us off from that.
Yeah, he asked me earlier, like, is what you're saying in canon? I'm like, it's in my canon. I don't care about what Disney says about what is and isn't canon. So
you sound like me with DC.
Yeah. If they break but for them it's they own it. Like,
right.
you know, I at least give Disney or give DC the right to create their canon.
I don't.
But um, you know, because they're the ones that created it to begin with. Although it is different people, but at least some of them know what they're doing.
Some of them, yeah. Like I like Dan Jurgens. Not a big fan of Bendis.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways,
Was it worth it, DC? I don't think so.
All right, so we'll get into a little spoilers with episode 4 and 5. We love the AT. I don't remember what that ship's called.
The Walker.
I've never been good with the Imperial ship names, but the two-legged Walker.
Yeah. That was a really intense episode.
It was. It gave me a lot of feels from other movies, like when you see it walking through the woods. It reminded me of Jurassic Park. It reminded me. The whole episode reminded me of The Last Samurai. What were you gonna say? What did you say? MacGyver. There's a lot
having to save the village.
There's a lot of like 80s esque TV shows like the A-Team and MacGyver about that episode where they just happen to be traveling through this certain place and these people need help and so they help them in unconventional ways stop the bad guys.
Okay, so for those of you who are computer savvy, I need you to put together The Mandalorian with the A-Team theme song and the background.
That'd be great.
In 1972, a crack commando unit was wrongfully imprisoned for a crime they did not commit. You know, and so turn it around and make it about the Mandalorian, though. That would be amazing.
A Mandalorian bounty hunter.
If nobody else can help, if you can find him, maybe you can hire the Mandalorian.
How does that theme song go? Alright, don't want to get copyright.
Oh, that's right.
That'd be great. But yeah, and those are two of my favorite shows, A-Team and MacGyver. And like half of the episodes for both of them, that's basically the plot.
They've got to help rescue a small
Especially
town.
the A-Team, but also MacGyver. He just happens to be there. Someone is in need of help.
Some old friend happens to be in town.
And sometimes their problem aligns with his
stated mission.
His mission anyway. Oh man, there's one of my favorites though. He goes and it's this
And this is MacGyver?
Yeah, MacGyver. Okay. There's this dictator in South America somewhere, and the guy has a helicopter. That's the one that actually reminded me of. And he is trying to help the locals overthrow this guy who has a helicopter and is making them give him their harvest.
That's like the second episode. Because my wife and I just recently started watching it, and this guy flies in
and shoots at him.
And he's hiding under the Jeep and stuff.
So that's
because he rolls under.
That's what episode 4 feels like to me. I thought it was really great. I really enjoyed it. If I had a complaint, it'd be I'm wondering how that girl knew how to shoot. Like, there's a story there that they didn't tell us. I wish they had. Maybe they'll come back to her. Yeah. But I really it also gave me there's an episode of Stargate where SG-1 where Jack O'Neill goes and gets trapped on this planet for a few months, and they can't. Something's happened to the Stargate on Earth's side, and so he gets trapped and he kind of settles down for a little while and helps these people or whatever. And
who played Jack O'Neill?
And it kind of reminded me of that. That's Richard Dean Anderson, MacGyver. And
tropes are tropes.
So I love the discussion in episode 4 about him settling down and starting a family with Baby Yoda. That was good. So episode 4 was great.
Because I mean, he had a ready-made family there: wife, daughter, and son.
And
he wouldn't have needed to take his helmet off.
Ex-ARC Trooper sidekick.
He's shock trooper.
Shock Trooper. ARC Trooper is Clone Wars. I'm more affiliated with Clone Wars.
I don't think she would have stayed though.
She's a shock trooper. I think she would have. If he had stayed, she might have. I don't know. She was talking like she wouldn't though. So
right, that's why I was thinking she would.
Who knows?
Not I. No. I thought her character was interesting.
Yeah. And she's the girl from Deadpool.
Yes, who beat up Colossus. Second one? The first one.
First one.
Yeah. So. She takes Colossus' gut punch and turns it around on him or something. She's an ex-MMA fighter.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you her name right now.
Oh, in real life she is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, legit, she used to fight women in cages.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, she has the build of a fighter.
Yeah.
An Amazonian.
Yeah.
I told
so she could be a
I told the other
Wonder
Jonathan,
Woman.
I was like, hey, she has the perfect build for a Wonder Woman character. Donna Troy.
We're not there yet.
There's your Donna Troy right
Slow
there.
down, we're not
right there. I mean, she's got the right hair color. She's got the right size, right sassiness. Perfect.
Slow down, we're not there yet.
DC, we found you a Donna Troy. All right,
for the movies, because they already have.
We're just expect.
We're not gonna do that yet.
We weren't expecting to do that, so that just came and found. Anyways,
everybody had something to deal with in that episode, though.
So yeah,
like, personally,
it was a good episode.
The men had to stand up and fight. The woman had to risk, her heart being broken to help her own people. The Mandalorian had to have his heart broken.
Yeah.
And trust this other girl.
Well, I said that the kids actually represented like all of Star Wars fandom. Like
the way they flocked the Yoda Jr.
The way they flocked the baby Yoda was.
Yoda Jr.
I was like, yeah, that's me.
Is that little thing not the cutest thing? I swear.
Really is. Every time it shows up on the screen, I'm just like, yeah.
So I read
the drinking of the soup. That was great. They're fighting on the ground, and he's. It's great. I mean, that's why it's been a meme.
Yeah.
Of course, so everybody's probably seen that by now. But episode 5, the one we just watched.
Yeah.
I loved the droids, the pit droids.
How they kept turning every time he looked
at
them.
Those pit droids are underrated. Honestly, like, I wish we had more droids in our movies. Like, BB-8, he's okay. He just doesn't do anything.
No, he doesn't really do a whole lot.
R2 and 3PO are hilarious. They are one of the best parts of the original trilogy. I think they were trying to get Jar Jar to be that in the prequels, and then it failed miserably. And so
Jar Jar.
It wasn't until the third one that the droids started talking, and it's hilarious. In episode 3, it's hilarious. We got a good one from Rogue One. That was great.
He was the big one, right?
Yeah.
Rogue One, yeah.
Yeah, he does a great job in that. Of course, the ending.
Isn't he more cultured in that? Like, less robotic, more sophisticated, so to speak. Or am I misremembering?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know how to define that in
That's
droids.
all good.
But there's a lot of great stuff in the Clone Wars where you have a lot of droids. The droids are a huge character in the show, just like the clones, and so you get a lot of really cool scenes with droids, and the pit droids are one of my favorites to see do something, because their personalities are really funny. So
the scene with the lady getting Yoda Jr. to sleep was hilarious. Because when
I'm awake.
When Mando comes back, he's like freaking out because Yoda Jr.'s gone, and then he finds the I don't know, pit boss, caretaker. I don't know what her name was.
Yeah. I don't remember. She says it.
She kind of her look reminded me of my mom.
Yeah.
So, it was funny how she got all this. I just got him to sleep. Do you know how hard that was? That was so great.
Yeah, that was funny. We find out the name of the first planet, and I can't remember what it is. Navara. I'm going to take your word for it. So
you should, because
I don't think that they say the name of the planet before that, and we don't know what the name of the planet where Yoda was found on, or Baby Yoda, and we don't know the name of the planet where they went to in the 4th episode. So,
but we know the name of the planet in the 5th episode.
That's right. I was excited to see Tatooine. They went to Mos Eisley.
Got a drink.
I don't think he didn't get a drink, but he did go to the canteen.
I'm being silly.
I did like
drink. He's got the mask on.
I did like that they had the droid that was from the episode 6 in Jabba's palace. So that was.
They name dropped the hut too.
Oh, Jabba.
Well, not Jabba. They referenced one of the characters working for the Hutts.
Oh, okay.
So the girl they had to go capture.
Oh, okay. That's right. But I couldn't remember who she worked for.
Yeah. All the big crime families, it said.
But the new bounty hunter was great. I really liked his character. I'm
about tired of all of the supporting cast being shipped off or shot. So,
well, it's supposed to be about
I know
the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda.
Very Western style here, but at the same point, it's like...
Well, it's a lot like the A-Team. Just traveling through on the run from people trying to hunt them down. You come across these random people, they're pretty great, and then you never see them again.
That's fine for love interests and stuff, but, you know... You want somebody for him to talk to.
We want to see the guy from episode 1 and 2.
Yes, the droid there.
We have spoken.
Oh, yes. Bring him back, too.
Well, IG-11. I would love to see IG-11 brought back and be like
repaired.
A sidekick for Mando. And it be the one that forced him to start to be okay with droids again. That'd be great. Something forces them to work together. And so now he's stuck with a droid that he can't let out of his sight, but at the same time, he can't get, he has to keep it, and it's slowly growing on him. I loved IG-11. That was one of my favorite parts about the first episode, because he keeps trying to self-destruct to solve all his problems. Do not self-destruct. It's great. I was very disappointed.
Activating self-destruct.
I was very disappointed how they have it, and I don't think an IG droid would
truly be dead.
I don't think that he would really self-destruct like that. There must have been something else going on behind the scenes.
Something with his personality.
Because IG-88 is very, very clever. And he's very hard to kill. So I think that for IG-11 they're built for killing. They're like the HK series. They're very hard to kill. And they're very good at it.
He didn't want to be corrupted by somebody else, though.
Even still, the odds were still in his favor. So I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. But that might be one of my only problems with it. It didn't make sense that IG-11 was so self-destructive minded that early in the game.
But it was hilarious.
But it was funny. It was really funny.
And I guess the only other thing is we have a mystery at the end of the episode.
That's right. So, of course, we're getting into spoilers here, but
we've been doing that.
Yeah, I mean,
you said it up front, so we're good. I was hooked already. They throw in a mystery, and I'm like,
they have someone come to rescue the assassin,
or at least collect her body. Spoiler alert.
So the new bounty hunter gets killed because he betrays the Mandalorian. And,
as it should be.
As it should be.
This is the way.
And at the very end, as the Mandalorian's taken off, we see somebody show up at the assassin's body, and I think they checked their pulse. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I could be wrong because they get down. No, they don't get down. He checked her pulse. The Mandalorian checked her pulse.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he just left her.
We did leave her.
Right. So here's
in.
my theory. It's really more of a hypothesis, really, but is that Mandalorian goes back to get her. Because the person you see at the end has a cape. Just like the Mandalorian does.
But it sounded like he had spurs on. I don't remember
Yeah.
Mando
I don't know.
rocking spurs.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't sounded like that, so that's a hole in the hypothesis. But so if he knows that she's alive, he could go get his ship and bring her back. Although I don't know why he wouldn't just bring her on the dewback, but another hole in my hypothesis.
Yeah.
But I think that maybe the Mandalorian went back for some reason. Maybe to get collect the bounty. Maybe to if she's alive, bring her back. But we'll see. It could just be some random new guy that we haven't seen yet.
Or another bounty hunter collecting
another
the bounty.
Or another bounty hunter that's... It could just be a bounty hunter chasing the Mandalorian. So who knows? Who knows?
I'm interested to find out.
Right.
Yeah.
Me too. Next week. Or this week, actually. But
sometime.
We watch it on Mondays usually because that's when we're here.
And available.
So, let us know what you think. Do you like The Mandalorian? Are you
hooked like we are?
Hooked on Baby Yoda like we are? Or Baby Junior?
That's Yoda Junior.
I can't even say it right. Trying to.
Baby Junior.
Baby Junior. Yoda Junior. Yeah, let us know. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. I mean, we're hooked. It's great. Obviously, I am because I love everything Star Wars, except for Disney Star Wars. Anyways,
he's looking forward to the movie and the interruption of the show for the commercial in the near future.
What?
Yeah, there's going to be exclusive look at the movie during one of the episodes.
In the middle of the episode?
I don't know if it's going to be in the middle or at the end.
Because if it's at the end, I can just skip it.
Right.
I don't really care for this movie.
You don't know yet. Watch it be excellent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hold my breath. You might.
I'm not gonna like it even if it is a good movie because it's in the wrong timeline. So
it follows a terrible movie.
Like The Force Awakens is a good movie. I mean, it doesn't add anything to the series, and it's pretty much a copy of Episode 1 and 4. Especially 4. But at the same time, like, it's a pretty...
I mean, Poe is Han.
It's a pretty good movie.
Rey is Luke.
Yeah.
Finn is, like, Leia somehow. Chewie's Chewie. BB-8 is R2. And, of course, we really don't get C-3PO. Nor do we have Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what's missing in that movie.
Well, Obi-Wan is Han Solo.
No, Han Solo.
Or Han Solo is Obi-Wan.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Good point. Which is just utter ridiculousness on the surface.
And they have another Death Star.
Which explains why he named his son Ben. Yeah. That's literally the only connection there that makes...
Yeah. So, anyways, we're not here to talk about that horrible movie, but...
That's right, we're here to talk about
So it could be a good movie, but I'm not going to enjoy it because it's breaking all of the canon that I love, which is the EU. So, all these books back here. This is canon.
I'm blocking.
This is canon for me. So, yeah. I mean, I'll go watch it because it won't be said that I did not go see a Star Wars film in theaters. But...
It's been said of me a lot, so I'm just gonna keep that going unless one of my brother-in-law buys me a ticket like he did for The Force Awakens. Yeah. Otherwise, I won't be.
Anyways, so that's coming out sometime this month. I don't know when. I think
next week, I think.
Near Christmas.
I think it's next week.
Or whatever. But
or the week after.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, so
speaking of the Mandalorian,
a movie that we're looking forward to.
Speaking of the Mandalorian, Wonder Woman 84. There's a teaser trailer out,
Right.
and it looks excellent.
That looks awesome.
And the Mandalorian's going to be the bad guy in it,
or at least the
minus
actor.
his armor. Minus his armor.
And the Star Wars universe.
There's that. I'm kind of sad Baby or Yoda Jr. won't be in it.
It's funny because I was watching with Jonathan, the other Jonathan. If you watch the
Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Z video,
the Dragon Ball Z video,
or the Pokemon quiz,
or the Pokemon quiz. We have a friend named Jonathan. So there's.
I have two friends named Jonathan.
And I watched the Mandalorian series with him as well, and he's like, I wish he'd take his helmet off so we could see him. I'm like, I'm glad that he doesn't take his helmet off.
So am I.
And so I went to IMB and showed him a picture of the actor. I was like, here, this is what he looks like underneath. In case you're wondering.
In case you've just got to see.
So you'll see that in Wonder Woman 1984. I love the 80s vibe. I think that's hilarious.
They're doing really good.
I love that they're really leaning into that a lot. With the advertisements, with everything.
Yeah.
They tried to do that with Captain Marvel, and I don't think it really went over well. I mean, the Blockbuster store was pretty funny, but...
I like the 80s trailer they made for Ragnarok. That was excellent.
That was good.
Even though there was nothing about the movie that said 1980s. Except for that trailer.
The fantastic costumes or the fabulous costumes.
Yeah.
But I was worried about Steve Trevor being in the film because I don't want her to go back in time to.
Yeah, there's nothing about that needs to happen.
I don't want her to go back in time to save Steve Trevor, especially after having lived for 60 years.
No, it would have been 90 years, because World War I was in the 1910s.
Tense, okay.
Yeah, so almost 100 years.
In the 80s?
No.
So 70 years.
I mean, from then to the Justice League movie,
okay,
was almost 100 years.
Sure, but I'm talking about 1984.
I'm gonna push you out your chair.
I don't know what you're trying to say. The movie's in 1984.
I know that, but see, this is what happens when you people go back and remake movies and stuff. Fine, whatever. So 70
what's your point?
Years. I was trying to make a point that we had this obvious period from the end of the first movie to when she's hanging out with Batman and Superman where there's no Steve Trevor.
Sure.
So they're inserting this, and so there better be a worthwhile payoff. And I have an idea of how to make that happen. I mentioned it to you earlier.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But the theories that we've heard, we'll talk about them first before we present our own disappointment in Lewis's eyes. No? Has to talk about other people's thoughts. But I'd heard the rumors were that there was going to be some time travel. She's going to go back and bring him to the future, which I hated. I don't like that part. But from the commercial or the trailer, it looks like he just shows up somehow, and we're going to find that out in the movie. Now, one of the theories is that Maxwell Lord has some powers,
uber mind control powers
that could be making people see what they want to see, and so that could be a possibility that he's a figment of her imagination.
That would be mad cruel.
And I think we were watching Emergency Awesome, which is a great channel. You should go watch that. Watch him over there. He's got way more subs than we do. But he talked about how you see Lord with this rock, that it's possible that perhaps the rock gives an extra power to Lord to make the things that he's projecting into people's minds actual reality, which kind of reminded us of Ace from the Justice League episode where you have the deck of cards or the royal You're gonna have to help me here.
Royal Flush Gang.
The Royal Flush Gang. And Ace is one of the characters. Really great episode. Just a great episode,
so
especially for Batman.
You have the wild card episodes in the first or second season of the Justice League, and then you have the epilogue episode where she dies, and Batman's there.
Well, Dan's here. Welcome.
What's up, man?
So we, yeah, that's a great episode. Joker is doing a live show about
Vegas.
Christmas. I think it's Christmas. No, just live show.
He just wants to.
Christmas is a different one.
That's right. That's Batman.
And he's trying to blow up the city and see if the Justice League can stop him in time. And
I just watched that with Christopher.
It's a great show. It's a great episode. Anyways, so yeah, that'd be a really cool villain to fight. Someone with the powers of Ace in that show. And yeah, I like that theory a lot because I don't want or you know, he could just show up, like and there'd be something behind why he's here in the present and has to go back,
or die.
Don't kill him again. That would be awful. But some of the Steve
Trevor.
I love how they flipped the movies. Like I didn't think I would like it when I first heard about it, but seeing it made it a lot more real and made me like it a lot more. Seeing that in the first movie she's new to this world and she's amazed at all these things in the world, and now he's new to the world and amazed by everything. And I really like that. I think it's really good storytelling. So, drum roll. All right, what's your theory?
Cersei is behind it all.
Ah.
She's a powerful Wonder Woman villain, sorcerer. So, if we're going the resurrection route, I think she could raise him from the dead to toy with Wonder Woman and possibly be the power behind Maxwell Lord. And this would precipitate a third movie where I might get my War of the Gods with Wonder Woman versus Captain Marvel. I would like that. If not, I don't care.
Why would Captain Marvel fight her?
Because their gods would be at war.
But her gods are dead.
Yeah, she's a god, yes, sort of.
So she's alive and everybody else is dead.
Yeah.
So she's at war with his gods, who are also dead.
That's right.
So she's at war with him for some reason.
Because of Cersei.
Because of
Cersei.
Or maybe Cersei brings them all back.
Yeah, I mean, if she's raising Steve Trevor, I guess she could raise the Greek pantheon too. Yeah. I don't know. I like to look at movies that I think are going to be good.
Yeah. And
look for how they can bridge it to the third one.
Yeah. There's your idea for the third one.
Yeah. Figure out how to make that coherent.
I think
because I can't.
Even if they didn't do that story. Although it would be.
I just
cool.
mean seriously.
But they could do Cersei. They could be a good villain for the third one, and it'd be a great way to get to the third one.
Right. Without downplaying what's going on in this one.
So, I saw some of the kids running, and obviously it's a flashback of Diana and training as a kid. Obvious flashback, but it made me think maybe we will see Donna Troy. And this is like, don't get my hopes up.
Yeah, no, please.
I would so love that.
She is absolutely one of my favorite heroines.
I love Donna Troy. Of course, we're both Titans fans, and she's just great. She's great. Love Diana, but I love Donna Troy a lot.
Yeah. Maybe even more.
And we've already found the perfect person for Donna Troy.
We think that
now that you're willing to talk about it.
Yeah. We think that what's her name?
I don't know her name.
I mean
I'm not the name guy. I don't know names. The girl
Carano, I think's her last name.
She's in the Mandalorian episode 4. If you're just joining us.
She's the shock trooper. I don't know what her name was.
And she's also the kid in X-Men.
No, she's not the kid. She's one of the bad guys.
She's one of the bad guys?
Yes. The kid is Negasonic, the teenage warhead.
I thought that's who you were saying.
No! She is one of the bad guys.
Whatever. So I had somebody else in mind then.
She's in the trailer for Deadpool. Colossus punches her in the gut, and she stands there and takes it, and then knocks him upside his head.
Oh,
that girl.
That girl.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I don't remember the other girl like punching him, but okay, whatever you say. Like, I only saw the second one once, but
you didn't watch the Princess Bride redo?
I watched the ending.
Okay.
Is there anything different about the rest of the movie?
I don't think so.
No, but I love the Princess Bride reference. They should have just done that as the regular one.
Yeah.
Would have been hilarious.
It would have been even better, I think.
Yeah. And so I'd probably just buy the special edition if I buy it.
Princess Bride auto wreck, so for me, I just love that movie.
It kidnaps the kid from Princess Bride. Now as an adult.
Who's in his 40s.
And makes a whole bunch of Princess Bride references. There's got to be some extra scenes throughout the whole thing with them talking.
Maybe so. I haven't.
That'd be great.
Tracked it down.
That'd be great. Just a brilliant. Since you breaking the fourth wall, anyways, you might as well.
Right. Yeah. They keep going on so. One of the theories is that the invisible jet's there.
Yeah.
To which I say, who cares?
I like that.
I don't care. I thought it was cool to watch her lasso lightning and swing on it. So I honestly think that's cooler than having an invisible jet. I like the Wonder Woman who can fly. I prefer the Wonder Woman who can fly and doesn't need an invisible jet.
Yeah, but maybe she doesn't want to exert all her energy flying across the world.
Okay, she can borrow one of Batman's planes.
Or maybe she just hadn't
There's enough cloaking technology.
Maybe she just hadn't learned how to fly yet.
So what's she going to do in an invisible jet?
Fly.
It doesn't fly by itself.
No, maybe it does. It's automated.
Sure. You go on believing.
Well, DC said it was an alien being.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
You haven't watched the videos about the history of the invisible jet?
Apparently not.
Somewhere in there they made the invisible jet, retconned it to be an alien creature that shapeshifts.
I've heard something about that, but I didn't know it was an alien being. I thought it was an alien artifact or something.
Which is conscious and is a person, so it's an alien.
Okay, being. That's messed up then. That's slavery.
It's
Wonder
not
Woman,
human,
that's slavery.
I think it falls in love with Wonder Woman or something. I don't know. It's been a while since I looked into it.
Yeah.
But
I could believe I could believe Grant Morrison wrote that.
Forgetting all the dumb weirdness there, I do like the invisible jet, although it doesn't make any sense for the character now.
That's right. Because she can fly. Which I don't know that they truly established that in the movie, did they?
I mean, in the last one you see her flying. I don't know if it's just a long jump, but
right.
Maybe they want to postpone her actual flying, and she needs to be flying. Let's just say that. At least by the 2000s. But I'd be okay with her flying long distances with a jet.
She can go commercial.
I mean, she's not Superman after all.
Right. She can lasso his cape and get pulled along. Works for Spider-Man.
Throw her shield down like she's surfing through the air.
She doesn't have... Oh, she does have a shield now.
She does have a
I'm
shield.
sorry. She didn't used to have a shield. That would be too on the nose for Captain America.
I don't know if she'll have a shield in this movie. I didn't see one.
I didn't either, but she totally had the
usually
lasso.
just fought with the lasso.
And the tiara.
Which was awesome.
Yeah. So
they went from copying Cap with a shield to copying Cap with a tiara.
No, because she's always done that with her tiara.
Right.
So.
Okay, fair enough.
And they came out fairly close together.
Yeah.
And originally Cap wasn't throwing the shield. Right. He was just using it for defensive stuff.
That wasn't until the first,
So she might actually have done it first.
Mm.
That would be an interesting...
Sure as I am.
That's a different movie. Well,
that's Andy Griffith's show.
That's Gomer Pyle, baby. Gomer Pyle.
I said Andy Griffith show.
But I don't know that he started saying Shazam until he left Mayberry.
Oh.
Okay.
No, he was in Andy Griffith's show saying Shazam before he ever left the Andy Griffith show.
Well, he leaves the Andy Griffith show.
Right.
Because he is Gomer Pyle on the Andy Griffith show.
Right.
We're boring you with
Andy
50s television references, but yeah, no, I'm
if
excited.
If you can't tell, we're unscripted, so
yeah,
you get all sorts of random tangents.
Are other shows scripted?
Yeah.
That's
at least I assume so.
That's a lot of work. The fact that we remain coherent while being all over the map.
I don't know.
Most of the time.
Really remain coherent half the time.
Some of the time.
We went from Mandalorian and Wonder Woman to Andy Griffith.
Hey, that's something we're thankful for, right?
But to be fair, this is how we always talk.
Yeah. Even when we're not on
I mean, at least we have a topic specifically that we keep coming back to.
That's right.
That's unlike our normal conversations. I'll be like, oh, remember we talked about this last week? We didn't really ever finish that conversation, but
so we start that and then go.
So we'll
on
just
to
finish.
Something else.
We'll finish it now because there was more I wanted to say.
I feel like that's how
usually how things go.
Yeah, I feel like that's exactly how.
Lewis's family's waiting in the car for us to finish talking or something.
Not right now.
Not right now.
They're all at home sick.
Usually after church, like they're just sitting waiting for us to stop talking.
You can see my wife in the background with her arms folded, tapping her foot. No, she's not like that. She's awesome.
She is.
So, are we moving on now?
Oh, sure.
All right. Things we're thankful for.
Okay. I was going to ask if there was anything else you wanted to say about the trailer, but...
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
When I said, do you want to move on?
All right. Things we're thankful for.
My wife. And her...
Lewis's wife for letting him hang out all the time.
And her long-suffering nature. And boy, does she suffer long. Especially when we get going.
I'm around.
But seriously, no.
Yeah. We're thankful for you guys for watching, subscribing, and liking, and commenting.
And joining that family.
Even if all you comment is first.
Sam,
looking at you, Sammy.
At you. Dan's here. We're happy you're here watching us live, and I assume in color. This shirt is green. Hopefully.
And the other people watching us live.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yes, Dan's here was the only one who commented thus far. So,
fair enough.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, we've done a lot of talking about what's going to happen January 1st with all the COPPA stuff. And we're not sure. We're looking into other platforms. What we can do on YouTube. Maybe something will change between now and then. We're not sure. That's kind of why we didn't post last week. I was just we were both tired. I had just driven from Virginia back to Wake Forest, and
I had worked a long day.
It was a long day. So we spent a lot of time talking about what we might do in the future with the channel, and so we're still working on that. So we'll probably post before the end of the year what we've decided, because I guess there's a timeline. Yeah, I don't know if YouTube specifically is going to take us down, but I kind of see like this could be the end of YouTube, or at least YouTube as we know it. It's definitely going to be the end of YouTube as we know it. But I think there's most of the channels that I watch that aren't like political and stuff, because I enjoy political commentary. Most of the channels are all like superheroes or video games, and never mind. I was gonna talk about all the video games I was playing, but
you can do that in a minute.
We're thankful for all the people who've joined this little family for the time that we're around, and we'll let you know where we go if we decide to continue. We just can't afford a fine. That's just, even one video getting flagged for that would just end it right there.
Right.
So if there's any hope of us continuing, we just can't risk.
What is it, 42,000?
42,000 per video.
Yeah, that's.
And because of this guy, they'll have a right, probably, since it's a toy. He's a toy. Even Baby Groot.
Yeah.
Um,
Then the Spider-Man comic that I can't point at.
There you go.
This
So
silly symbol on my hat. Somehow that's suddenly going to be a problem.
Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
You know, it's not over till it's over. So we'll keep going to the end of the year at least. Bare minimum. Probably won't push any Yoda videos the rest of this year.
Just to be safe.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, you have a couple that you were working on.
So
um,
might wait till the new year after we decide what to do to put those out.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But we're thankful for our families. Obviously, I got to see them during Thanksgiving. They're big supporters. I think your dad subscribed.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if my parents did, but
my dad asked one night.
I think some of my family has watched, like, especially the Yoda videos.
Yeah.
Or I forced them to watch the Yoda videos. But
son, why have you tied us to these chairs?
Yeah.
Well, it's time you guys watch these videos.
What are you making me watch?
This is not as bad as I thought. I'm glad you said that, Mom and Dad.
There you go.
That's the response I want when people watch.
So.
So I know we don't talk about it a whole lot because we don't want to unnecessarily offend, but when we think about thankfulness, we're not thankful to the universe in some nebulous sense. We're thankful to God, right? That in spite of our sin and rebellion, He loves us and sent His own Son to die in our place to pay the debt that we owed. And so I'm thankful to Him for Him.
Yeah, I guess, for us, even though the laws may change, the law of the land, we trust in a God that doesn't.
Yeah.
So we're thankful for that. We've got some sort of security in our faith there. So that's helpful.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of our church family that sometimes watches, and one of our church members comments first on all our videos. Looking at you, Sammy. So we're thankful for all them. Even Jonathan, the other Jonathan, he's a friend too from church, and we're thankful for all of them helping support the channel. And thankful for Brandon, Play for Life Comics. He's done so much for our channel behind the scenes.
Yeah, if nothing else, he's sold us material.
He's selling
for
us comic books to talk about. Selling
us,
right. As friends, he's given us stuff.
That's true.
We've given him stuff.
Deals. Certainly promotion,
right? Lewis, every time he goes in there, like, he'll point out all sorts of stuff, to anybody that's in there, especially Comic Cons. And so we're very thankful for all those around us. We're thankful for as big as the channel's gotten. I think we're like 68 now.
Really?
Could be wrong.
New subscribers.
Could be wrong about that. But 69.
Woohoo!
We're getting up there, guys.
That's right.
March to 100.
Man, what are we gonna do?
Or I guess March to 70. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
I don't know, if we're still around and YouTube hadn't killed us yet, we haven't been fine forever.
We'll do our top 70 comics for the year.
We'll do something.
we don't want every one of them to leave at once.
Last year on New Year's, we did our top.
20,
I think we just did like a ton. It was
a
lot. Top comics of the year. So we might try to do something, depending on what day of the week it falls on. So whether we do it again this year.
Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, that might be difficult.
Yeah, especially if you have to work.
I might be able to get off. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. We might be able to do another live stream on New Year's.
So I stayed at home with my kids for a while, as exclusively like a stay-at-home dad and student. But I do have a job that I'm working now, and I'm thankful for that. It is an excellent outlet for I don't know, just my desire to contribute to my family in a positive way.
Erased from the annals of internet history. Yeah, fine into oblivion is probably more accurate.
Yeah.
Which I can say, one thing I'm thankful for, I graduated debt free, so
Woo!
I don't have to worry about debt right now. Although I do have a few $100s from my car, but that's another story for another time.
He has an old car. There's your story. I just broke it for you.
But yeah, so there's some videos I want to do talking about video games. I don't know why I'm on this topic, but so there might be some videos coming up the next couple weeks about that. But I make promises all the time that never happen. But we'll see. It's yeah, but yeah, I'm thankful for my job. When I came back to Wake Forest, like I went a month without a job, so I'm thankful for that. Even though it does, wear me out because it's a long, hard job, but gotta get these guns.
These just stay. Oh, you can't even see.
You gotta do this.
These just stay packed.
There you go.
We're ready for action.
Yeah. So, and actually,
And I have my conceal and carry right here. I'm kidding. That's an envelope I wrote some notes down on.
We've been interested because people seem to really enjoy our Dollar Tree challenge, so we might have to do something similar for Christmas.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think we'll have to.
And
we'll have to do it soon.
Well, Christmas is soon, so.
Oh, I guess it is. I gotta get my wife something.
It's what, 15 days away? Man, that's close. Oh, that's my
That's crazy close.
Yeah, I know, right?
How did it sneak
Thankful
up
for
on
Christmas and Thanksgiving, because I love both holidays.
Yeah. Which one do you like better?
Thanksgiving.
There's a lot more food.
Yeah.
I still like Christmas.
I do like Christmas.
Because there's a lot more sweets.
I listen to Christmas music all year round.
All year round. He really does.
Yeah, it is too soon, Danzy. So I like my sister's like, oh, you should listen to Thanksgiving music. I'm like, what's Thanksgiving music?
Right.
She's like, it exists. I'm like, no,
show it to me.
I celebrate Thanksgiving by being thankful for Christmas music.
That's right.
When I was in college, I left my Christmas tree up year round.
You guys saw that last year in our Christmas video.
That's right. It was actually up for a year at that point. So, you might have seen it in other videos too. I don't know. Anywho.
Oh yeah, the Yoda videos.
We said it already, but we're thankful for you guys for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. We're thankful. We appreciate it. We've enjoyed, getting to know you guys.
Getting to
doing
know
videos.
you.
And hopefully, we'll still be able to be on YouTube for a while. Who knows? We might just put everything as child friendly, and
have you guys message us on Facebook
and not have any comments or not have any likes or not be able to subscribe or do anything.
It's so weird.
Yeah, that's awful. But I'm sure it'll change pretty quickly. If not, YouTube will just die. And we'll be somewhere else, maybe, probably. I don't know. We'll see. So, thanks for Lewis for coming around and joining the channel.
Ditto.
Been a big part about it. For Yoda and Star Wars, giving us stuff and comic books, giving us stuff to talk about.
The Mandalorian.
Like the Mandalorian. Thank you, Disney. I haven't said this much, but thank you for the Mandalorian.
And thank you for old stuff that you guys haven't touched and ruined.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'm talking like the Great Mouse Detective. They haven't gone back and messed that up.
Fair enough.
The original Robin Hood cartoon movie's still great. They haven't gone and messed that up.
Fair enough.
So, that's what I mean when I say they're old stuff. They haven't gone and messed up.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks YouTube for letting us be on here this long.
Yeah.
Uh,
It is, and I have it on DVD. So. Dan Zier said about the X-Men.
Right, the X-Men
I was telling
series.
them out there.
Sure.
Watching,
I got you.
because they might not be looking at the comics.
I feel what you're stepping in. I smell what you're putting out.
Yeah. I might have to clean my shoes before I go in the house tonight.
All right, guys. Appreciate you watching. Let us know what you thought about all that. The Mandalorian, the Wonder Woman trailer. Let us know what you thought, what you bought this week for comics, if you did, or what you're reading. You know, other books, other sci-fi stuff, fantasy. We talk about all of it.
Random literature.
Let us know. Let us know what you're thankful for. And we'll catch you next time. Peace.